Fuji, take it down a little bit. They say before we take the gloves off, that we must start things right. So I ain't going to delay it. And before I even give any opening remarks, I'm going to call my family down here, Mr. Glenroy King, to come and do the opening prayer, and then we get into the politics of things. Please welcome him as he comes.
Thank you, Madam Lavon. Good night, everybody. What a wonderful night and a wonderful time we're going to have tonight. God is good all the time, especially tonight. I would like you to, at this time, be silent, please, and let us reverence God as we invite His presence, and ask Him to be among us tonight. Father and God in heaven, hallowed be Thy name. You are indeed great. You are awesome. You are loving. You are merciful. And you deserve all our praise. And tonight we look up to you, because without you, we are nothing. And without you, we cannot achieve anything. And so at this time, dear Father, we want to thank you for all that you have done for us, for your many blessings that you have bestowed upon us, for waking us up this morning, and for making it possible for us to be here tonight. And for all of this, we say thank you. We also want to thank you that we're going to have a wonderful time in your presence here. And so at this time, we invite you. We want you to be over this place, Lord, with in your spirit. And we want you, dear Lord, to lead and direct and to move in a mighty way tonight. Every speaker that is going to present, Lord, we ask for your wisdom and your guidance. We ask that, Lord, you would give them clarity of thought. And the people who are listening, whether here, there, and everywhere, that you would give them the mind to listen, Lord, and to make the right decision whenever elections are called. We invite you at this time once again, and we ask that you would take full control and have your way among us. In Jesus' name we pray, and for his sake, amen.
Thank you. I'll take the national anthem. Thank you so much, Fugitive. Fugitive, have an NDP song for we feel nice? Give me any one of them so the people could feel happy, Fugitive. Any NDP song you have. Any NDP song you have, I go take it. All right, so we're ready to go this evening. Not Leeward, are you ready? This evening, I am so happy. Love Fuji. I am so happy to be here with you in North Leeward. This constituency is very important. And it is important because in this constituency, when you bring home Dr. Kishore Shallow, we know that we are well on our way to forming government. And so whenever they're brave enough to call the elections, we know that we are bringing this seat home to the New Democratic Party. And if you're ready to go to the polls, let me hear some noise from you, North Leeward. It's not only North Leeward want to bring home seed. They say that all the people in North Windward want to bring home seed too. So at this time, please welcome to bring some greetings for you, all the way from Oya, the woman that they call the Garifuna Queen, who will be bringing home the seat for the New Democratic Party. Please welcome Senator Chevon John.
A blessing for you and a blessing for me. Listen up, a blessing and nothing can hold it back. What is for me?
Thank you very much, DJ. Thank you very much, MC. Good night to Vice President Major Leacock. I see Louise Mitchell. Dr. Kishore Shallow, man of the hour. North Leeward, good night. Yes, and that same energy we are taking into the elections in 2025. We are ready to deliver to the people of North Windward and by extension, North Leeward and St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I bring you greetings from all the people of North Windward, from Fancy right down to Caratal. And you know that we in the NDP have plans to link both North for economic development in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We are going to do that through tourism, through agriculture. All those we are going to develop because we know that our people are going to be better off when we win the next general election. So I implore you to go out and support Dr. Kishore Shallow as the next representative elect for this constituency. Good night. Enjoy the rest of the meeting.
Thank you, Senator John. Now, listen, we are come a little closer because I want to feel the love tonight, you know. Come a little closer, I want to feel the love. Senator John, tell me you felt a little bit too far and I could is the truth. I'll come a little bit closer. Watch. This constituency of people, I went on a walkabout one time with Kishore. And everywhere we go, the people saying that they're ready for Dr. Shallow. When you go to Darkview, when you go to Spring Village, when you go to Garden Yard, when you go to Pito, when you go to Fetuse, when you go to Rose Hall, and you see when you go down in Coles Hill, the people them say they not let down the homeboy. This evening, I'm going to bring to you our first speaker. You have seen her already on the platform and she's been talking to us about the blue economy. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Sister Louise Mitchell to bring the first delivery for you.
Good night, Petit Bodel. Good night, North Leeward. I'm not very good at cricket, so I'm not sure why I'm the opening batsman tonight. But I'm definitely going to do my very best. Petit Bodel is a very special place in the history of the New Democratic Party. It was right here, 50 years ago, that the New Democratic Party, under the leadership of my father, held its first convention. It was also here in North Leeward that the New Democratic Party brought home their first seat on the mainland of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So North Leeward is a place where history is often being made in the politics of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We now have a new candidate, Dr. Kishore Shallow, and I am absolutely certain that with Dr. Kishore Shallow in North Leeward and Senator Shivern John in North Windward, that with this incredibly strong NDP North, that we're going to bring home a landslide victory in the next general elections. Tonight I'm going to share with you a personal story about myself and Dr. Kishore Shallow. I, Louise Mitchell, I believe that I'm the first person from the New Democratic Party to actually have approached Dr. Shallow and asked him if he would consider serving as a candidate for the New Democratic Party. That was before he became such a big household name as he is today. At that time, to be honest, I was very impressed with his leadership. I was very impressed with what he had achieved in his young life, having obtained a doctorate in business administration, having risen to the heights in West Indies cricket, although he was not yet president. And Dr. Kishore Shallow said to me that when the time is right for me to put my hat in the ring as an NDP candidate, the only constituency that I want to represent is the constituency that cradled me, the constituency that nurtured me, and that is North Leeward. So fast forward to tonight. It is my honor and privilege to stand here tonight. I'm so grateful that Kishore took up the challenge, and tonight it is my pleasure to endorse Kishore Shallow as the next representative for North Leeward. Now you would be hearing a lot of things about this candidate. In fact, I'm sure you have been shocked sometimes at the way in which the other side speaks of him and tries to discredit his amazing legacy and success. But what is actually hurting the other side is that this ace card, as I call him, this Kish card is on the NDP team, and that is what is hurting them.
If Jah is standing by my side, then why should I be afraid of the pestilence that rolleth by night?
The Unity Labour Party knows that the deck is stacked against them this time, and that is what is hurting him. And that is why they will try at every chance to cut him down. However, try as they might, Kish, they just can't stop you now. The team that Dr. Friday has put together for this election is one of the strongest teams that we have had. It is the right team for this time, and it is, I would say, pound for pound, the strongest team in town. People of Petit Bordel, you know that I'm not a stranger to you. I've been here with you in the worst of times. After the 2013 floods, I was here. After the volcanic eruption, I was here. But I was always also here in good times. I would have done what many of you may not have done as yet, and that is hike up the hills to view the petroglyph of Petit Bordel. I don't know how many people know that you have one of the most unique petroglyphs in the entire country. I went up the hill with my friend Venetia and some others, and when I reached the petroglyph, I was greeted by a swarm of honeybees. And I got so many stings in my head that I had to run back down the hill. But because of that, I then discovered the beautiful waterfall of Petit Bordel. I can assure you that when NDP forms government, that we'll declare that petroglyph as a national park. We will create a proper trail, so this will actually become a tourist attraction. Dr. Shallow did not invite me tonight to reminisce about my memories of Petit Bordel, but to speak to you about the plans that the NDP has for the blue economy that is going to create new jobs and transform lives right here in North Leeward. So tonight, it is my duty to speak in particular to the fishers of Petit-Bodel, of Chateaubelair, of Fitzhughes, and other surrounding villages. I want you to know that on an NDP government, we are creating a special ministry for fisheries called the Blue Economy. And we are going to put fishers first. And this is because we value so much the work of the fishers. It is the work that you do that keeps us healthy. And fishers and fishery is so important for our tourism economy as well. And that is why the NDP commits to you, the fishers of North Leeward, that within the very first year of our government, we will be refurbishing and restoring the fisheries building up in Chateaubelair and Fitzhughes. We all know the distance between Fitzhughes and Kingstown, and it is a shame to know that if fishers come ashore with fish, they have to travel all the way to Kingstown for cold storage. We will ensure that there's proper cold storage for fishers and there's actual ice making facilities as well. We will also ensure that there's a retail facility for the sale of fish, because we expect that North Leeward is going to become one of the top tourist destinations. And when the yachties come in, they're going to want to buy fish. We also going to give specific focus to the tree fishers who fish north of Richmond in the Wallaby River. You have over 100 tree fishers, and we're going to give a lot of support to this sector. We're going to make sure that the fishers have whatever equipment that they need, be it ice boxes or nets, etc. We will make sure that the tree fishers are supported. We will also make sure that there's water testing so that we know the quality of the water in which the tree run. And what is also important is that we will also market the actual tree harvest when the tree are running and the tree harvesters are there at 4 and 5 in the morning and they have all the beautiful flambeaux out in their nets. It's one of the most beautiful scenes under the foothills of La Soufrière volcano. It is one of the most magical things you can experience. This is in fact what you call culture and heritage tourism. The New Democratic Party values this type of tourism. So the tree fishers, you know that you're going to get a lot of support under the NDP government. Under the Blue Economy Ministry, you would have heard that we're going to be developing marinas and restoring the Otley Hall Shipyard and Marina. But we're also going to build the yachting sector. We want to make sure that St. Vincent and the Grenadines is able to rival the British Virgin Islands. We have the most beautiful islands and the most beautiful waters. There's no reason why we can't take the #1 place in yachting. Now, you all would know that Chateaubelair is actually a port of entry. However, this is not promoted anywhere. So the yachts, when they leave St. Lucia to go down to cruise in the Grenadines, they actually, most of them just pass Chateaubelair straight. So we are going to encourage the yachties to stay and clear customs in Chateaubelair. We're going to create incentives for them to stay because we're going to have standardized, regulated mooring facilities in the north of Chateaubelair Bay, and we will also build a new dinghy dock in the north of Chateaubelair Bay. North Leeward, over the years, got a bad reputation for yachties, but for many years, it's been a very peaceful place and a wonderful anchorage, but the stories from the past still linger. We in the New Democratic Party, we're going to promote this as one of the most beautiful and safest anchorages in the country. So we will encourage the yachties to come back to Chateaubelair, but with the moorings there and with increased security. We'll also be developing mooring facilities in Cumberland Bay. So what is going to happen when more yachties come is that they're going to come ashore And when they come ashore, they're going to want to buy fresh fish. So they're going to support the fisheries sector. When they come ashore, they're going to want to buy fresh fruits and vegetables and provisions. So there's going to be more demand for the goods that are produced right here in North Leeward by the growth of the yachting sector under an NDP government. We will also be promoting the entire North Leeward as a wellness destination. Some of the most rich nature in the entire country. You have the Parrot Reserve. You have the best coral reefs in the whole country. So wellness tourism is going to be incredibly important, and Chateaubelair is going to be placed on the map as one of the places that people must go. So North Leeward, there's a lot in speak to you about the other sectors such as the new economy tonight. So I want to go back to speaking about your candidate, Dr. Shallow, as I wrap up. And I will end with some of the comments that I started in the beginning about this man. Dr. Kishore Shallow is in fact a great success story. He is such a good success story that he is literally upsetting the other side. In fact, we know that the so-called world boss likes to say that so-and-so have so-and-so in their craw. But it seems to me that he has Kishore Shallow in his craw because he's always talking about him. Due to the fact that cricket is really Kishore's domain, that is where he has achieved success. The comrade decided that he needed to take away some limelight from Kishore Shallow. So he hosted a whole cricket tournament just to take away some attention from Kishore's success in cricket. But guess what? After the hundreds of thousands of dollars were spent at that cricket tournament, he still can't touch Shallow. Dr. Kishore Shallow record still remains. His success still remains. He is still the president of West Indies Cricket. There's nothing that the comrade can do about that. So what I say to you, Dr. Shallow, tonight, that what is for you, no man can take away from you. No world boss can take away from you, Shallow, what God has in store for you.
If Jah is standing by my side, then why should I be afraid of a pestilence that crawling by night?
So tonight, as I close, I ask you, the people of Petty Bordel, the people of Coles Hill, the people of Rosebank, the people of Rose Hall, the people of Chateaubelair, the people of Fitzhughes, the people of Spring Village, the people of all of the villages of North Leeward, I ask you to give Dr. Kishore Shallow a chance to represent you, because he will give you excellent representation. And I want you to send a message to the comrade that you cannot keep a good man down, because whatever is for him is for him. And whatever he has in store for you, North Leeward, he will deliver to you, the people of North Leeward. Good night and thank you.
Are you ready? Let's take back the country. We want our PM to be fighting. We want our PM to be
Thank you so much, Sister Mitchell. And the resounding message is for you is, what is for you cannot unfor you, because what God has ordained for you, no man can take from you. North Leeward, are you ready to elect Dr. Shallow? Let me come down a little closer. This is the vibes crew over there. This is the vibes crew. Give me something, Fusion. Give me something. This is the vibes crew right here.
Are you ready? Let's take back the country. We want our
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Listen, up next, we are going to be bringing the man who they cannot move at all. This man have them changing candidate after candidate, because all you know, you cannot stop nature. Please put your hands together and welcome for me our Vice President and Member of Parliament for St.
Thank you, DJ. Thank you very much, Sister Lavon. Take the opportunity to recognize the other half of the vice presidents of the New Democratic Party. I refer to him as my senior, Major Leacock. He's a man who is responsible for the internal affairs. And in the absence of I also recognize my parliamentary colleague, Senator Israel Bruce, all the way from South Central Windward. And you heard for yourselves, you know that the New Democratic Party was born in North Leeward. And the first president and leader of the New Democratic Party, James Mitchell, reincarnate in the person of Louis. You heard Sir James show Louis tonight. And I want to say, when you hear Louis talk about the plans that we have for North Leeward, you can take that to the bank. Because you have an individual who is in the parliament who brags so much and delivers so little to the people of North Leeward. I salute also the Secretary General of the New Democratic Party, Mr. Brenton Smith, to my left. And my brother and friend, you can't separate the nature boy from Patel. I spoke to him, I know he's on the compound, and you're going to hear from him not so long from now. And none other than the man of the moment, Dr. Kishore Shallow, your local boy, North Leeward. And my task tonight is a very simple one. You know that I hail from South Leeward, and I always like to borrow something from Major Leacock when Major say, Major and Central, solid as a rock. The nature boy and South Leeward, like Major and Central, you can't separate us. We are solid as a rock. And it doesn't matter what the Unity Labour Party does. It doesn't matter what they do. The result is always going to be the same in our respective constituencies, be it Central Kingston or South Leeward. And the point is, they've always been bringing somebody else to run against us every election. So I refer to them as one-shot gun. One shot, and they're gone. So the other person who's running against me would have his baptism. He too will get one shot, and he will be no more. My friends, Dr. Kishore Shallow. I've known him for a long time. We have not had the privilege of having the kind of relationship that we have today. But I was very close to his family. And his father was a very keen campaigner of the Nature Boy in South Leeward. And we played a lot of cricket together. But I knew Kishore as a very humble individual. And when you see people with such humility, it tells me that what the Bible says is true. That he that humbleth himself shall be exalted. You don't have to exalt yourself. You don't have to walk with a placard and say, I am Mr. This or Mr. That. But by your works, you shall be known. And in the fullest of time, that which was prescribed or designated for you from the beginning of time will be manifested. And I have absolutely no doubt in my mind that Kishore Shallow, after the next general election, will be the next representative for the constituency of North Leeward. I don't need to blow Kishore's trumpet. He can do that for himself, but I know he won't do it. But he will walk the walk and he will talk the talk. He won't just not talk, but he will also demonstrate that he can back up his mouth by action. We have an individual who has been representing you for over 4 years, almost 5 years in the parliament. And rather than humbling yourself because you just win, you just scraped you by one vote, you would believe when you see his antics in the parliament that he won by the number of votes, by the largest number of votes. You would not, in your wildest imagination, think that that individual scraped you by a solitary vote. But he's so proud, so heady. That is not what you want as a representative, not Leeward. He's a very bad example of what a representative should be about. What you would have in Kishore Shallow is somebody not just humble, but somebody who would walk relentlessly to ensure that he works to lift every one of you out of poverty so that you can enjoy a better standard of living, a better quality of life. I can vouch for that because I have been around him. I understand his modus operandi, and the only thing that is driving him is to serve you, the people of North Leeward. So I am very hopeful that North Leeward will be transformed. And whenever we talk about the Leeward, we talk about all Leeward. The New Democratic Party will be ensuring that there is economic activities permeated in these 3 constituencies in the Leeward zone. No more would you have a situation where you have to be leaving North Leeward, Central Leeward, and Camden Park, heading to Kingston, where the jobs are few, everybody heading there to seek employment. What we want to do is to diversify in the sense that we can have the jobs spread out, not only in a centralized area in Kingston, but spread out all the way to North Leeward, so that you can find jobs in your own local. My friends, yes, I hear and I suspect that is a farmer that is talking down there about the feeder roads that he would like to see highlighted. And I'm sure that Dr. Shallow in his own time is going to highlight them. But what we have said in the New Democratic Party, because this is a rural constituency, because so many people have made a living from farming, we are going to ensure that we place a very high premium on farming in North Leeward. We are not just going to be talking about farming, but we are going to be demonstrating that what we want to see is that people regain their economic independence by fixing those very feeder roads so that they can have easier access to their farmlands, so that they can carry their implements and bring their produce out of their lands. That is what we will do in the New Democratic Party. We have also stated, and you heard when we launched Dr. Shallow right here in this plain field, when we had our convention, that I was proposing a particular road network that will join South Leeward, Central Leeward, and North Leeward. Well, my friends, this is no idle talk. I said it right in this plain field, and I'm saying it again to you. Because there are so many people, especially young men, who are unemployed. Those persons, whether you be a skilled tradesman or semi-skilled or unskilled, you can find job in construction, because we're intent on building that road from Vermont in South Leeward to Sharps in Chateaubelair. You just imagine the number of people who will find jobs on that road network. Sometimes you hear they say that they're going to build a hotel or they're going to build a port. They're going to build some concrete structure, and everybody's heading to that one facility looking for jobs. That is the point I was making to you, that you don't have to be going to a central area to try to find job. The job will come to you right in your own constituency. So, ladies, also, you can find employment there. And think about those persons who can invest in trucking. And for those of you who already have a truck, you will be able to find employment. And I'm sure that at the end of the construction of that new road, that many of you would be able to buy a second vehicle. That is what we will be doing. But in constructing that road, there are other jobs, there are other linkages that the creation of that road will form or cause to happen in North Leeward, in South Leeward, and in Central Leeward. There is something that we call secondary virgin land, virgin soil. That is soil that has not been farmed on for many, many years. And once we start that road network, what we're going to be doing is open up new farmlands. So for those of you who don't have the farmlands, you don't have any land to farm, you will have access to new lands so that you can farm. And because those lands have not been farmed for such a long period of time, you will now find a situation where the fertility is going to be so good that you will have greater yields for smaller acreage of land. That is how we intend to transform some of the people of North Leeward. Finally, along that route, we are intent on doing our best to ensure that we create new tourism sites. You heard Louise talk a little bit about tourism right here in North Leeward. But we want to shift a little bit in as much as we are talking about getting more tourists to come to our country. What our focus is really is to get tourists to spend more days and nights in our blessed country. Not just coming on a cruise ship, spend a couple of hours and gone by nightfall. We want to encourage tourists to come to our country, and they can spend overnight, they can spend a week, they can spend up to a month if they want to. How do we intend to do that? One such thing is that same road network that we are proposing to build is to also construct what we call a mountain resort or some chalets, villages in the mountainous area that can attract tourists. Not just the foreign parcels, but also local people. You want to take a break from the village life for the town life that you know about, and you want to spend a little time with your family. That is where you can find solace. We refer to it as a sanctuary village that will be constructed along this route. So things are in the works for this constituency. You look at the Unity Labour Party, what have they given to you? Apart from all the promises that they've made to you, what have they delivered? What have they delivered? Very, very precious little that they have delivered to you. And for a constituency that is hanging on a thread, that they won by a single vote, one would have thought that they would have placed a lot of emphasis to try to develop the people, try to develop the constituency. But guess what? That is not their interest. Their interest is to make themselves rich, and you, the people of North Leeward, get poorer and poorer. We are going to change this. So you heard Louise, the opening batsman, Kishore will tell you they call them batter these days. So the opening batter said that we are going to be placing a lot of emphasis on fishing. I am sure that there are fisher folk right here in North Leeward. You don't even know it, but we have already designated larger fishing vessels for you. So you're not just going out in a rowboat and a speedboat and spend a couple of hours on the sea and come back, catch some fish and sell it and go back the next day. No. We want to make it bigger because there's a hell of a lot of money in fishing. That can transform your life. Agriculture can transform your life. Tourism can transform your life. Farming, yes, construction and fishing will transform the way of life of the people of this constituency, so that you would not have to be living from paycheck to paycheck or wondering where you're going to find the next dollar to pay or to buy food for your children or to pay your bills. But we are going to make sure that we put in place all that is necessary to lift you out of poverty so that you can regain your economic independence by going out, working for yourself, making money so that you can make independent political decisions. I'm going to leave you now, North Leeward. But I cannot leave without reminding you that an election is pending. I heard the Prime Minister talk about it in Camden Park, and I was able to give him a good answer to it. He's telling me in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, a trumpet is going to sound in St. Vincent. The trump that he's talking about is a bell. Look at the clues that he's given in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye. Well, I said to him, do you know where that scripture is being read most of the time? At a funeral. So when he talk about a moment in the twinkling of an eye, the trump shall sound, Ralph Gonsalves is effectively preparing for the burial of the Unity Labour Party. So don't bother with him. You don't bother with him when you hear he talk about bell is going to ring. If he was so confident, he would have rung it already. But he is not confident. He wanted to get his hand on some money that he went to Parliament last week for. Now you're hearing all sorts of goodies start to flow. They couldn't pay poor relief. People gone today and they get their $600. They're not accustomed to that $600 in their account. But go, it's your money because you have to pay for it. He started talking about giving away a laptop again. He could not have made those pronouncements before he got that money, which means that Ralph Gonsalves is no genius. He ran this country, he ran it down, and he was dead broke. The country was dead broke. He couldn't go into an election if he did not go to the Parliament to borrow that money. But I'm saying to you, take the money if he give it to you. Whatever he gives to you, take it, not Leeward. It is your money. You don't owe them anything. But I want to sound a note of warning. Last election, some people were paid to stay home. Take the money and vote them out. Take the money. They've been there for 25 years. After 25 years and your life is not better, do you think another 5 years will make your life better? Ralph doesn't care about improving the way of life of the people of this country. Ralph only cares about having bragging rights to say that I was able to win 6 terms. That's all he wants. And he doesn't give a... Well, I can't use the word. But he doesn't care what happened. All he wants to do is to be sworn in again as Prime Minister. And who dead? Bury. You understand me? Well, before that happens, we will make sure that we will bury them at the polls. So not Leeward. Whenever the bell is wrong, you go out and vote for your man, Dr. Kishore Shallow. Thank you. God bless you.
Put on the yellow. It's time for them to go. Grab your yellow flag. Wave it like a rag. There we go. Now wave it. I say wave it. You will hear me wave it. Wave it. Cause this is a celebration against oppression. This is a celebration.
Thank you so much, Nigel Nature Stevenson. Let me hear you give it up one more time for our Vice President. That is a man who continues to confuse them, because I tell you something, sometimes they seem quiet so, but they don't know that when he's ready to switch on, this is a man that they cannot beat in South Leeward. Ladies and gentlemen, show some appreciation for our MP on the Leeward side. Now I want you to consider this. We must ask ourselves, why, after 5 consecutive terms, that this man cannot leave office? Does he have something to hide that not even his son he could trust to transition to? And so we must ask, why at a time he should be resting up himself, come high or hell water, that he has decided he wants to steady? Is it something that he is hiding, that he can't trust nobody else, not even within his camp, to take over from him? Something is wrong. Something is wrong. Not Leeward. This is a very important election. And so every time Dr. Shallow comes to you and he talks to you, you know the importance of ensuring that you go out to the polls, not just in this constituency, but in every single constituency across St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And so, on the Windward side, we have been putting in the work over and over, and we've been working hard. And I want to bring to you the man who is going to ensure that when Velox beat Camelo in East St. George, that when he beat Saboto in South Central, that then I had nobody for take over. Whether it is that one or that one, so you know Labour going dead for truth. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me in welcoming from South Central Windward, Brother Israel Bruce.
Catch up them a play, man a pep. When the star boy walk, man a step up. Catch up them a play, man a pep. Coulda day, coulda dark, man a step up. Catch up them a play, man a pep. Me never buy out no chart, me know better. Catch up them a play, man a pep. Man a pep. Mama, me hot for them. Never gone, me back for them. And me terrifying like the Nazi them still. Them change up, me no want see them. Me a look and can't see them. This whole world know me a the boss for them. Tell them pass me them, tell us me so all them attack. Man a step up, catch up them a play. When the star boy walk.
Low. Thank you, DJ. Madam Master of Ceremony. Or let me say, Madam Chairperson, so that I'm gender neutral. Acting President of the New Democratic Party of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Major, the Honorable Sinclair Leacock. My Vice Presidential colleague and parliamentary teammate, Nigel Nature Stevenson. The gem of Beckway, Sister Louise Mitchell. The apple of Canawan, Sister Laverne King. I have seen the Secretary General, Brother Smith, and I have seen his assistant, Mr. Harvey Farrell, somewhere in the crowd. But I want to say a very special good night to the North Leeward magician, Dr. Kishore Shallow. You see, before I get going, I want to make this point. Major has a way, whenever he comes to South Central Windward, he stamps his authority by reminding people in South Central that he has been granted his green card, which is true. I want to say to North Leeward tonight, for those of you who don't know, I am a North Leeward man. Ah, you hear that from in the crowd. And if there are any doubtful Thomases in the crowd, my grandfather was Mr. Leeward Alexander of blessed memory from Chumuka. He gave with his wife birth to my father, Washington Alexander, born in Chumuka. And he traveled up the Windward building banana boxing plants before he met my mother. So my father, who is also of blessed memory, is a Chumuka man. And on my way down, on my way driving down, I was explaining to my wife that I used to walk from Chumuka over to Coast Hill to tie out goat and to feed the pigs. You may not know that. But I was taken care of Easter, summer, and Christmas right in Chumuka by Lynn Alexander of blessed memory. So I am a Chumuka man and I am a North Leeward man. So when this government decides that it wants to come to North Leeward and take prime agricultural lands from the farmers of North Leeward and give it to Rhino or Reno, however they choose to pronounce their name, because they came and saw rocks and ended up with orgasm. But after you tell us that we're going to set up quarry, you turn around and Reno on the same lands doing agriculture. And you push the Chumuka man, the Pito man, the Chateau man, the Rosal man, the Rosebank man, the Spring man, the Richmond man. You chase them off the lands and you give it to Reno. But Reno now farming on the land and selling you back the same things that you could have found for yourself. That is a shame, DJ Boy. My friends, I want to say to the farmers of North Leeward, just as you heard Sister Louise on the blue economy, I have been charged with the responsibility of driving the green economy. But things not so green with the green economy in North Leeward. Why? Farmers, I want you to know that I am hearing your cries. Dr. Shallow is hearing your cries. The New Democratic Party is hearing the cries of the farmers of North Leeward. So that I know that too many farmers in North Leeward go to bed at night, leaving their animals tied, leaving their plants intact, only to get up tomorrow morning and your animals gone and your crops gone. And for some of you, Louise probably didn't touch it, fishing boat gone, engines gone, and so forth and so on. But I have news for you, farmers of North Leeward. Because we in the New Democratic Party intend to unleash a 5-prong attack on perennial larceny to protect the farmers of North Leeward. Look out. Stiffer penalties for those stealing from you. If you want a thief, make up your mind to either go Belle Isle or come down to Kingston. So stop thieving the farmers' crops. Stop thieving the animals. I want the farmers to know that we are on your side. Farmers of North Leeward, I am also aware of the fact that your feeder roads are in the worst condition since conquest and settlements. The one-shot wonder who you have here as current parliamentary representative don't care about the farmers of North Leeward. And I said to you, the farmers of North Leeward, if you want to see a brighter day and make a contribution continuously to the advancement of the Vincentian economy, you must go to the polls and elect Dr. Kishore Shallow. And my friends, I am not speaking rocket science. It is a more simplistic equation I'm putting before you. You're going to have on one side of the ring, we're not boxing, you know, your humble servant who has the farmers of this constituency and this country at heart. And you're going to have in the next corner Dr. Kishore Shallow, who is a business development executive, and we're working hand in hand to make sure that North Leeward farmers live the best quality of life. I am not dealing with anything else with me leaving St. Vincent tonight, but I want to say this. I have seen in this region where, as close as Tortola is, right way, Fine Foods, One Mart, you name them. You name them. You go to their shelves and you see dashing, plantains, edos, potatoes, you name them. I bow my head in shame because the country of origin is not St. Vincent and the Grenadines. If I tell you this, I had a constituent who used to buy the breadfruit in St. Vincent, maybe for $1 or 50 cents or 75 cents. Roast that breadfruit, 100 of them. Put them on the plane for 25 US. And when they hit Eastern Tortola on a Friday evening, each roast breadfruit costs $10 US. So for 100 roast breadfruit, he walk away with $1,000 US on a Friday evening. And you mean to tell me that the lazy bunch of fellas in government that we have not prepared to put their shoulders to the wheel and work for the farmers of North Leeward? Well, Kishore Shallow will do it, and I will do it with him. So number one, we're stopping the thieves. Number two, we're helping you with your roads in and out of your farms. And number three, we're making sure that you have proper and sustainable market for your agricultural produce. If we offer you that, you must then come to the conclusion that the person who really cares about your life and the betterment of your life is Dr. Kishore Shallow and the New Democratic Party. I remember a few years ago, I stood right here in Petit Bodel, and I warned the ganja farmers. Patel Matthews and I held hands, and we agreed. We said with a new Democratic Party government that we will support the legalization of small social quantities for marijuana use. Then fellas in ULP say, what going on with NDP? What going on with Bruce and Patel? And I said to them, wait until the election draw near. I bet you your last dollar, ULP will take the same stance. And as the 2020 elections drew near, ULP came to Parliament and they say, hey what? Go on, I'll smoke a few ounces and we are right with that now. So when you hear I come up here and the music that they play is Mavados, ketchup them a play, man a pepper, we blazing the trail. We setting the example as to how we intend to improve the lives of every boy, girl, woman, and man in North Leeward.
Man a stepper, catch up them a play, man a pepper. When the star boy walk, man a stepper, catch up them a play, man a pepper.
But you stop me in the middle of the dance, boy. You stop me in the middle of the dance, boy. Yes, But I'll tell all you something, because I think my time coming to an end. There are some people in this country who seemingly have utmost bad mind for ordinary black men in this country. So if Israel Bruce making a little progress, we must find a way to drag him down. If Kishore Shallow, who pulled himself up by his bootstrap as an ordinary young man and reach to where he reaches, you must tear him down. I don't bad mind that, my friend. You know what? I listened to Shehob, the captain of our current T20 and Wonder team. When they defeated Pakistan in the Wonder series, you know what Shehob said? The last time West Indies won a series against Pakistan was before he was born. I don't even think Kishore been born yet. But Kishore, who is president for what, 2 years? All the West Indies worries on Kishore back. But hear what? Some of them say the back Brad, Kishore back steady and sound. The difference between those who are fighting him down and him, one is sluggish and the other one is stylish. So as they sling the bows and the arrows, all he doing is, so he knows how to steady hands. But my friends, what you don't know is that I used to do a little bit of cricket commentary. So ladies and gentlemen, at this point, we just need only about 2 runs to win this very important match. Because the first batsman, Carlos James, made only 1 run. So here comes Ralph Gonzalez, coming from the Richmond end, bowling to Dr. Kishore Shallow. And oh my goodness, what a beautiful shot. Shallow sparks it through the covers for 4. Good night, thank you, I love you.
I love it, Brother Bruce. And in case you miss it, what he just said is Shallow let go. A shot that goes straight onto the boundary. And what that tells us is that we are preparing for victory in North Leeward.
For 10 long years, we ruled the cricket world.
North Leeward, are you ready to go to the polls to elect Dr. Shallow? Thank you again, Brother Bruce. What a wonderful message this evening. The farmers of this constituency must know that the new Democratic Party has your best interest at heart. Ladies and gentlemen, the next person that I'm going to be bringing to you, he's a former vice president of the New Democratic Party. And just like Bruce, who they love to try and pull long because he earning his honest dollar. Just like Kishore, who they want to bring down even though he trying to lift his head above water. About this man that try and insult him by calling him a yam digger. But Patel never make that stop him yet. We have seen that he has been there for the people of this constituency and he continues to be here. We are thankful for the service that he has given to this party. And he continues to stand by Brother Shallow to ensure that they work hand in hand to bring home this seat to the New Democratic Party. Please join me in welcoming Brother Roland Patel Mat Matthews as he brings a message to you this evening.
I went to a party the other night. They said it's gonna be right there. But when we were at the party, I was disappointed.
Yeah. North Leeward massive, let me hear you make some noise. North Leeward, are you ready? You know, that Lucky Doobie song, you know, has a part in it, let's see. But I'm going to change up the lyrics a little bit. It says something like that at the party, you know, he was so disappointed. Well, you see me? When it comes to the Unity Labour Party and the treatment of the people of North Leeward, all of us are very disappointed. Tonight, as I stand before you, I wish to recognize Vice President, Brother Nigel Nature Stevenson, the Major, Acting President, I believe, my good friend, Sister Laverne, Louise Mitchell, welcome to P2. I know you have been here before, as you said earlier on, welcome to P2 again. And all others who are here tonight, I bring you greetings from the people of North Leeward. But I want to say to you tonight that I want you at this point to recognize our candidate, Dr. Kishore Shallow, as the next member of parliament for this beautiful constituency of North Leeward. Tonight, I want to spend the first part of my presentation on this village of Petit Bordel. Tonight, Sister Louise Mitchell remind you of the importance of Petit Bordel when it comes to politics, and in particular, the New Democratic Party. I remember as a little boy in 1975, when people like Bolongs, people like Sir James and company had a public meeting. It was the rally part of the convention in 1975, right by Miss Delpe shop, that is owned by myself and my wife at this moment. So you see, Petit Bordel, when it comes to the New Democratic Party, you have an integral role to play. And you have to ensure that this time, that the Petit Bordel community must support Dr. Shallow and must support the New Democratic Party to ensure that victory is held right here in North Leeward. Our community of Petit Bordel has stand firm over the years with the NDP. And because of that, we have been punished by Labour. And I will tell you why. This playing field that we are here today was the mecca of sports in North Leeward, cricket and football. You name it. Petit Bordel playing field was the mecca of sports in North Leeward. Every youngster learned to play football and cricket right here in Pito. I heard Dr. Shallow alluded to that somewhere ago, sometime on the radio. Peter was the place to be because you are so engulfed by the entire community. They will line the periphery of the park and support their team to the very end. But because we are strong NDP village, When the ULP get in office, you know what they did? They abandoned the Petit Border playing field. They abandoned Petit Border playing field. Jomo Thomas was the man in charge of SIF, the Social Investment Fund. They attempted to construct a pavilion and washroom. After 25 years, it is still not completed. And you love Pito? You love Petit Bodel? The community center, right to my left, started when I was a young man in an organization called True Blacks. We started that. And the government of the day carried to where it is now. You know the latest news coming to my radar? They plan to break it down. They didn't finish it, but they want to break it down. That is tell you they love Pito. Them not love Pito. How they could love Pito Bodel? Over the years, my friends in Pito, we have the only waterfall you could drive and reach in about 10 minutes. It is still in the same condition as Israel bruised it from since conquest and settlement. Nothing has been done to the Petit Bordel waterfall, and it is an area that can attract tourism dollar. And you love Petit Bordel? No, man. When those plan houses were built, there were roads going all around. The NDP did some. And for 25 years in office, it is this year that the ULP start to build the road from my brother Mr. Whitegate to come on the other side. And you love Pito? Can't be serious. Pito people, Petit Bordel people, we have to respect ourselves. We cannot be used as election tools. Because I tell you this, the new Democratic Party, and I said to you, I gave you the history of the NDP, and I know to my heart that when the NDP gets in office, Petit Bordel will be taken care of. No doubt about that. So don't come now at election time, last minute, to come think you're going to hold in because it not happen. It not happen at all. Our young people are wise. You know? We are wise. The young people are wise. And they can see for themselves the problems that this community has been facing. And the neglect by the powers that be. Because of what? Over the years, that Pito is a stallion area for the new Democratic Party. That is why we are given the kind of treatment we are getting now. Imagine a simple road walk, your name have to come down for tongue. You could imagine that? A simple 7 or 8 days a walk a road walk, 2 times per year, your name have to come for tongue. Come on, man. We better than that. In the days of Pito, when ganja was king, people used to refuse road work because you could go with the ganja and get $50, $80, $100 a day. But now, they had their foot in our neck and a punishment for give you a little 7 days. Sometimes, a whole family walk a road and people who need the support not getting it. Come on, people. This is serious business. And here why I could tell you that. Here why me could tell you that. Me born here, me live here, and if I have it my way, me dead here. Petit Bodel man to the bone. So when I talk to you about what is affecting our community, it's not about you alone. It's about me, my family, and everybody else. I have this position with a passion, and I know that our people deserve better. And the new Democratic Party with Dr. Kishore Shallow will give us better. I guarantee you that. So, I have stated to you in a brief way how the new Democratic Party will stand firm for you and why the ULP is neglecting you, why they're pressuring me, why they victimize me over the years, simply because we are a bastion community for the new Democratic Party. So here what? You see, next election, we're not going to change now. We are not going to take any bribe. No. We are saying to the New Democratic Party that we are standing behind you 100%. And we are telling the Labour Party, enough is enough. Enough is enough.
They gone now. You want to hear it again? Enough is enough. The people say they gone now.
Yes. You know, my pet topic. In 2016, we in the New Democratic Party, we had the vision. We had the foresight to know that the world view and marijuana was changing dramatically. We understood it. We read the literature. We listened to the way things have been going on in the world. So what we did, we came to North Leeward and went to Fituse, and we had a community consultation at the Fituse Government School. The Dr. Friday told the people, say, listen, our party, Friday was there, youth that was there, Major was there, I think. We told the gathering that when the New Democratic Party get into office, we are seriously looking at legalizing marijuana in small portions for recreational purposes, just like Israel Bruce told you tonight. We said that. In 2018, Linton Lewis, Senator then, asked Prime Minister Ralph Gonsalves if he intend to legalize marijuana in any fashion. He said, no, nothing goes so. We continue to press on because we believe and we understood what is taking place. When they realized that the NDP was far ahead, they hurry went to the parliament and bring a legislation. Say they're going to legalize marijuana for medical purposes. I supported it. You know why? I am a Pito man. I understand the sacrifice. My best friend then, Bokito, met his death on the sea because of marijuana. In this village alone, we have over 10 young men who lost their lives because of marijuana. So when I heard the legislation come in, I said, okay, this will give the young guys in Pito some leeway. And they could plant the weed, get a market in a comfortable way without running the risk. So I supported the issue. Little did I know, in the meeting leading up to passing the bill, you know, in the select committee meetings, I said to the Prime Minister, because you know that them time I consider myself the expert on ganja. And you know why? I believe of all the people in St. Vincent, I have to find that out, you know, who went to university, if anyone has ever done a thesis on marijuana. My thesis at UWI St. Augustine was entitled, The Socio-Economic Implication of Marijuana Cultivation and the Village of Petit Bordel from 1975 to 1995. So I consider myself an expert when it comes to marijuana in this country because I have the right thing to move it. But sometimes, you know, prophet doesn't have any honor in the whole land. So when I talk in the parliament, when I was given the mandate by Dr. Friday to lead off the debate in parliament, I did so because I knew what I was talking about. I explained to Ralph, I said, listen to me. If you only give license to certain people, we're going to have two separate business going on. Those who don't get the license are going to plant illegally. And those who get the license, well, they're planting. So say, so done. They went along and they changed up the whole thing. They were conditioned that you were supposed to bet in order to get a license. They went and they changed all that. Nowadays, all they have to get a license of the marijuana. Now it's election time, is the ID card. No prerequisites. They went and they messed up the whole thing. They forget about legalizing at least 2 ounces for recreational purposes. They forget about that. I brought to the parliament documentation to show people like Dr. Sanjay Gupta of CNN fame who understand marijuana, who was a critic of marijuana usage, but he understand how important it was, and he changed his mind towards ganja and ganja smoking and whatnot, and use for medicine. I bring all the information, let them know where things are changing. But they went around with having the consultation in a political manner and politicize the whole thing. And now, ganja farmers in Pito and elsewhere catching the nenen to make ends meet. We could have gotten a proper industry. We suggested to them in the NDP to mold the industry similar to that of the Banana Association, where you have one buyer buying from everybody. You get money based on your grade. But no, they don't want that because why? It's coming from the New Democratic Party. North Leeward people, I am saying to you tonight, in order for things to get better in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, your only choice, your obvious choice is no other than the New Democratic Party. We, as a party, will say to you that we will ensure that we do what is right. NDP, we promise the people of this country that we will pay for all your school books and the book loan scheme. We say to you that once your child is qualified for CXC, the NDP will pay the exam cost. We tell you all of that. And there are many more. We talk about reduction of VAT. You heard about the different pillars that we intend to build this country on. What have they offered you? Every Monday morning, they come up with something like a pie in the sky, and next thing, it fall apart. Tonight is the night. North Leeward, Petty Bodell, I talk to you. I explain to you. I gave you the rationale why you have to vote Dr. Kishore Shallow as your next member of parliament. A humble man, a man who understands the struggle of the ordinary man, a man who will take North Leeward and St. Vincent to higher heights. You must give him the opportunity. You must give him the chance. Dr. Kishore Shallow, I say to you, my brother, you know, I believe that this might be the only meeting again we meet in Pito. And Dr. Friday, I want to say to you tonight, I believe in my heart that the people of Petit Bordel will continue to give you the support that they have not only given to me, but the New Democratic Party over the years. Thank you very much, and God bless you tonight. Yeah.
Listen to me, I want to tell all you something. I was on Facebook yesterday and I tell them that anybody who talk the truth, and if you have a passport and you ever leave St. Vincent and the Grenadines, you don't even need to go far. If you take a speedboat and go Grenada, you know the truth. If you take a speedboat and you go St. Lucia, you know the truth. If you go anywhere nearby, you don't need to go far. If you go Barbados, you know the truth. And you know what the truth is? Every single one of the OECS countries is doing better than St. Vincent and the Grenadines. You could see the stark contrast that St. Vincent and the Grenadines look like somewhere in the middle that people just decide for stop. Nothing not go on in this country, and yet still these people have the audacity, the gumption, and the barefacedness to want to come and ask you for another term again. Make sure that this election you send a resounding message to them and tell them no way, no Sankina sing so. At this time, Brother Zion, I come stateside, and I want the people of North Leeward who are here to come a little bit closer, because after Zion, your candidate will be the next person that you hear from. Brother Zion, will be giving you some entertainment this evening, and after him, come a little bit closer, because your next MP, your next Member of Parliament for North Leeward will be the next person that you hear from. I want to tell all of this, when I was coming in here this evening, the people of Pito said to me, I spoke to a specific young man. He said, let me tell all you, shallow not for worry about we in Pito, because we not like Carlos down here. Don't worry about that. We're going to make sure that we go out and vote for shallow. So Pito, let me hear some noise for the support that you are going to be going out to the polls with. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're ready to hear from the man with this song that mashing up the place right now, please welcome Brother Zion.
Good night, good night. Hold on the music, hold on the music. I hear somebody around here with a bell. Where the bell is? I want to hear the bell. Now here, the bell is an instrument, so you have to know how to ring the bell. I want to hear balang. We never get weary yet. We never get weary yet. We've been in the valley so long, my Lord, and we never get. Oh, we never get weary yet. We never get weary yet. We've been in the valley so long, my Lord, and we never get weary yet. Dr. Shallow never weary yet. He never get weary yet. He in the valley so long, my Lord, and he never get weary yet. Good night, good night, good night. Not Leeward. I listen for the whole night, I hear all speakers talking. I hear Mr. Bruce say he come from North Leeward. You know, I come from North Leeward too, you know. Watch, my mother and father come from Chumaka. My name is Alvin Denny. And all you know them Denny. All you know them Tucker. Tucker is my family. Samuel. Williams. I have, watch, it's so many families I got down here that I don't just meet them. You know, people like Natty and them. You know, all of them people, all up in Rose Hall, like a family. Yes. But I'll tell all you something. The real reason why I come here tonight is to give a support to Dr. Shallow. You hear me tell all you? To Dr. Shallow. You know what I mean? Right. That's why I really come here for tonight. Now let me tell all you something. You see, this election, this is a very serious election. And I hear my good friend Bruce talking about cricket. Well, let me tell all you something. Gonsalves say he's going to hit 6. So which means he's a batsman. But Dr. Friday is the captain for the New Democratic Party. And Dr. Friday now is the wicket keeper. So here what you do. After Gonsalves say he's going to hit 6, he decided, you know what happened? I taking the ball from Patel and I putting it in the hands of Dr. Shallow. You know what's going to happen this election? Let me tell all you what's going to happen. he gonna get caught behind. He going and get caught behind. You hear what I tell you? So don't worry with them. All now, what I want the people of North Leeward to do is to make sure everybody get registered. That's very significant. Because I don't want when the election call and you hear like Patel, one vote. And a fella coming and telling me, boy, you know, I should have voted. I didn't. Me, I want to hear that. I want everybody vote. I want everybody vote. Make sure all who reach to the age of 18 is registered. Mommy, make sure all your children registered. Daddy, yeah, make sure everybody. Hey, hold up the music, no man. Me ain't come for sing alone. I come to represent Dr. Shallow. This is bad man talking here. Yeah, I have to talk things. Because the struggle is all of us struggle. And we are come together as one. As one. You understand? So what I am concerned about is the registration. Make sure and hey, you see an election day? Whoever is responsible to go in and collect people in the homes, like the elderly and so forth, to bring them out to vote, make sure do a good job. Make sure do a great job. When the agents around the polling station must be able to say, well, Harry, you know who I see come for vote? John. So go look for John. So even though you have to go in tongue with John walking, for bring John for vote for Dr. Shallow, make sure he vote. You hear me tell all you? Because everybody had to vote in order for Dr. Shallow to win. Run the music. Like something wrong with this country, our people losing their brain. When I am singing calypso, they say never call people name. Last year when I roll like thunder, I make sure leave out people name. But some people start to wonder and came up with something again. Soon as I say eliminate the man, oh yes, we know who you mean. We know who you mean. When I say to them amputate the hand, we know who you mean. Yeah, them, we know who you mean. Just hear them, we know who you mean. When I say that whole worthless, dirty criminal, I want to hear the back vocal scream. Scream, all you scream. Hey, we know who you mean. Three years on a street they ban me, victimizing my calypso. They say I ain't deserve a play on TV, neither radio. I find it rather interesting. All they do is bringing me fame. This year they go had to ban me, cause I'm calling some people name. Now so and so lay down Glen in peace. We know who you mean. Hear them, we know who you mean. Just hear them, we know who you mean. Then so and so father rape a police. We know who you mean. Hear them, we know who you mean. Just hear them, we know who you mean. When I see them old stinking dirty predators, I want to hear how so and so scream. Scream, all you scream. Hey, we know who you mean. Yeah man, we are getting rid of them. We are get rid of them. Look how he mash up NIS and inflict the whole country poor. Farmers and the small businesses, man, they suffering evermore. The man ain't care about nobody. Only one thing inside his head is to grabble on to power and rule people until he dead. When I say passport aims off in leg, we know who you mean. Hear them, we know who you mean. Just hear them, we know who you mean. When I wish vendors segregate the neck, we know who you mean. Hear them, we know who you mean. Just hear them, we know who you mean. When I say that heartless, dirty dictator, those who refuse to take the vaccine, scream, all you scream, hey, we know who you mean. Yeah, man. NDP is gonna take this election. All 15 seats. I don't see like this election is a slippery not wrong in truth. I encouraging young people, all you make sure go out and vote. Let us all unite together, cause unification is strength. And show the world we ain't noticed, Vincy wise and intelligent. All kind of games are playing trophy. We know who you mean. Hear them, we know who you mean. Just hear them, we know who you mean. A thief in election then run away. We know who you mean. Hear them, we know who you mean. Just hear them, we know who you mean. When I see that thief in dirty, dishonest, kleptomania, centrally would scream. Scream, all you scream, hey, we know who you mean. All you have to make sure they ain't thief no votes and thing, you know. All you have to be very watchful this election. Me ain't come to win monarchy, and I ain't looking for a cent. Me ain't expecting not a thing from this infernal government. The disposal of my knowledge affecting these people so dread. The plan is to see me suffer and make sure I ain't bite the bread. When I talk about guns, then say cocaine. We know who you mean. Hear them, we know who you mean. Just hear them, we know who you mean. And imply I know who bringing them in. We know who you mean. Hear them, we know who you mean. Just hear them, we know who you mean. When I highlight storm, if I say Beryl, I want to hear the whole nation scream. Scream, all you scream. We know who you mean. I'm gone. I'm gone. Have a good night. Have a good night, North Leeward.
Well, I hear some of them taking the barrel material and building up headquarters for themselves. All you know who I mean. NDP headquarters done building up. So all you know who I mean. Some people house damage and can't get fixed. And they never get material for build headquarters before. But suddenly you see it shooting up. So when all you know, all you can't get no help. And all you looking for the material, all you know where I mean. All you know where it go. He say that since suffer blow, his house blow down, and then give he no help. and they give all the Labour people help, and then I give you no help because you're NDP. And that I want to let you know that it is a fact that this Unity Labour Party government only cares about the 3 Fs, and that is their friends, their families, and foreigners. And it is your responsibility that the next time you go to the polls, that you give them the next F that they deserve, and that is to fire them. I know some of you been saying something else. That's not nice. Make sure that you fire them the next time that you go to the polls. I want you to come a little closer to help me to welcome your next MP when I bring him up. Come a little closer. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the next person that I'm going to be bringing to the stage, I want you to listen to me carefully. Hold it down, Fuji. Hold it down. I'm going to tell you when to make the noise. Hold it down. Because this is important. I'm going to tell you when to make the noise. Give me a second. I want you to listen to this. You see, Dr. Shallow? This is a man that is currently earning more as president of Cricket West Indies than he will earn being a minister. And it is important to tell you this. He, as a young progressive man, could have decided to stay where he is. But he has seen the neglect of this constituency. As a young Vincentian, he understands that our country needs to turn around. And we need good, experienced men like him to come and to be a part of the leadership, a part of the Dr. Godwin Friday-led government to ensure that you, the people of North Leeward, are looked after. So he could have stayed where he did and say, man, me and my family all right. He could have stayed where he did and say, you know, I mean, I get involved in local politics. And I pause to let you appreciate how much of a sacrifice that Dr. Shallow is making to ensure that he works on behalf of you and your family. This is when you get the permission to bring out the music and the vuvuzela. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming the man who is going to ensure that whenever the polls are called, that he is going to bring up the seat in North Leeward to the New Democratic Party. If you are ready to vote for Dr. Shallow and put your X beside the key, please help me in welcoming him to the stage.
Blessings we are reaping, we coursing on full. Oh, in a rise and boast. Yeah, we give thanks that we need it the most. We have to give thanks and we are supposed to be thankful. Blessings all for my life and my thank God for the journey, the earnings, the test for the plus. Yeah. Gratitude is a must. Yeah, we see blessings fall by my right hand. But I toast for the friends that take off the load one time. Sit down in the class and report them, but they said the road and the one.
Yeah. Thanks, Fuji. Thanks, Madam PRO. Lavon. Good night, Peter Bidel. I want you all to stay right in front of you. Rosemary, don't move. I want you all to stay right in front of you. All right. Good night, North Leeward. How y'all feeling tonight? I want to thank my esteemed colleagues. What wonderful speeches so far tonight. I think we need to big up our speakers tonight. Give them a round of applause, everyone. My sister, Senator Siobhan John, she came all the way from Oria. And she saw me up there all the way from Oria to be with us in North Leeward tonight. Big up yourself, sister. The next MP for North Windward. Then we had my sister, my big sister, Louise Mitchell. I was so happy that you're able to make it with us here and deliver such beautiful remarks and tell us about the blue economy. And then we had Brother Nature. Whenever I call on Brother Nature, every single event he has showed up. Thanks, Brother Nature. The hot stepper, the pepperman, Senator Israel Bruce. And then you heard also from the man who I normally call Uncle Patel. There's absolutely no one could tell you about Peter Biddle and North Leeward like Patel. Absolutely no one. With such passion. And coming up next is the real bad man. The real bad man. The man who acting tonight as our president, Major Sinclair Leacock. What a wonderful team we brought to you here in Peter Biddle tonight. And I want to thank every single one of you for turning out in your numbers tonight. Every single one of you. I'm telling you all now that if a village meeting generating this kind of interest and following, what's going to happen when the man really ring the bell?
Oh gosh, what a night.
What a night.
I feel good when you're wrapped up in my arms.
You know we vibes in tonight. We normally reason. Oh jeez. My brother Adonis, welcome. You have to come on stage and show off that. Come here, man. Come. I want you to come and show off this outfit here. See, hold on. I just want you to say good night to the people of North Leeward.
Them can't keep a good man down. Fire burn, bad mind. Fire burn. Boop, boop, boop. Dr. Shallow. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Business time. All right. Reasoning time now, my brother. Now, for the next 20 minutes or so, I want to reason with you. First, I want to speak about the hardship that the North Leeward people have faced over the last 25 or so years. Then I'm going to tell you about the opportunities that the New Democratic Party will be bringing to you once elected at the end of this year. I will focus a bit on the new economy as I've done recently. But at the end of this conversation tonight, at the end of this 20 minutes or so, you will realize how easy the choice is for you to go to the polls and elect the New Democratic Party instead of the other party. So let me reason, my people. Let me talk about the reality that you face here in North Leeward. The neglect that you have faced in the last 25 years or so. The truth is, the neglect has been so real. I don't even know where to start because there's so many, and forgive me, I'm going to miss out of you because we don't have the time tonight and we can reason other places. But let me start with agriculture. Brother Bruce did a fantastic job of telling you what we are going to bring to you, but still want to highlight the neglect that has been given to the people in farming. Now let us start with the displaced farmers when the government decided they were going to put that quarry over there. The displaced farmers, a government who is trying to come to you and fool you that they care about agriculture. They go and displace our farmers over there in Richmond to give it to a foreigner as a quarry. That is the height of disrespect. Up to this day, the farmers, they have not received their lands. They have made promises. They have given all kind of letters. But by and large, they have not received the lands that they have taken away from them. They promised them other lands. Just like how they promised them to properly compensate them, and up to this point, they have not done so. And if you're talking about agriculture, you cannot have fertile lands like we have up in Hermitage and Spring Village over there, and yet you cannot even give people proper roads so that they could access these farms. It is pointless. Harass. It's pointless. What about the feeder roads up in Rose Hall? They cannot even give people market for them to go and sell the produce. Total neglect. And that is only in agriculture. Brother Bush touched on it earlier. Let me talk about roads. It's embarrassing, the situation here today in North Leeward. Because for my colleagues who joining down there, Brother Bruce, Israel, you see the bumpy road riders that drive down every day? I'm telling you, bumpy. Because the main road above Cumberland, it has been compromised totally as anticipated years ago. And up to this point, this government has not done anything to start to address that issue. And so we are left with a bypass road that every day is getting worse. And God forbid some heavy rain falls, we can't cross that little bridge that they put there. And there's a missing part of that, you know, because the people in Charles Village, in Spring Village, when I tell you about total inconvenience, wickedness to these people in Spring Village, you have to walk all the way up to the bridge if you don't have your own vehicle. Some people have to cross river because they don't, and up to this point, the government has remained totally quiet on that piece of road. The only road that lead you to the rest of North Leeward after Cumberland is that is the main road. And they have neglected. They are almost trying to cut us off from the rest of the country. That is what they are attempting to do. And to think that we have, as the area representative, the Minister of Tourism. I mean, can you imagine tourists going to come? The tourist season started in November now. A mere few weeks away from now. And we are going to get them coming and driving on that road. It is absolute wickedness. And no respect for the people of North Leeward. Sometimes I wonder if our Minister of Tourism has no shame. I don't think the fellow has any shame. But we're going to talk about that later. Let us talk about tourism. Neil, let us talk about tourism. Have you benefited from tourism in the last 25 years? Or in the last 5 years under this Minister of Tourism? Have you benefited? No. All right, this fella, next time you write in my speech. The reality is that here in North Leeward, despite us having as the area representative as the Minister of Tourism, there is nothing at all that we can boast about in North Leeward as a tourist site. Nothing. And it's not that we don't have tremendous potential. Recently, thanks to Louise and some colleagues, we have the Cumberland Trail. And that is something that we'll look forward to because of some special grant. Correct, Louise? That falls extremely tremendous potential there. But yet we fail to develop it in the way that it really should to attract the entire region and the rest of the world. Trail of Las Afraid is almost non-existent now. You look at many other areas across North Leeward with great potential, but the Minister of Tourism and this government, they haven't addressed those. Incompetence, yes, but by and large, total neglect and disrespect for the people of North Leeward. let me jump to sports. Because you all know I'm very passionate. I like how Patel talk about this playing field where I started playing cricket. I remember playing here, and like my brother says, like World Cup cricket when you're playing on this park here. Yet 25 years in government, and they cannot even resolve a simple drainage problem. Mostly dirt on half of the playing field. And you know the embarrassing thing, the other day, I heard someone who's supporting them, who benefit from them on the gravy train. I heard the person say, but not Leeward have plenty of sporting facilities. They have enough. Can you really believe that? And they count this playing field as one of them that they say, we have enough. Where we standing on dirt here today. That is the level of disrespect for the people of North Leeward that these people hold. But on the same note, I want to thank those community builders who have contributed in sports, have contributed to sports here over the years, because having not been for those guys, we would not have been able to produce some of the athletes that we have now. And so, I'm sure they don't mind if I call a few names, but people like Dwight, the original Cheeseman, Nolan, my family Jimmy, Elran, Teacher Murray. These are guys who have been contributing, even Mr. Cool and Lasso from Spring. And many others have been contributing sweat and tears to sports here in North Leeward. And so, people like the Hoopers and the Delplesh, AJ and those guys, the Al Spring, and them other young athletes from Spring Village too. Some young one, I won't call the name because they're very much just upcoming, 12 years and so on. Courtney Franklin, one of the most talented sportsmen in this entire country, right here, from right here, Pitu. And you have Sammy Bristol and the other guys. Extreme talent, and we have never been short of talent in North Leeward, but because this government, one, they don't care about sports, two, they don't care about you, the people, they have neglected that era as well. And so I don't understand what they are actually waiting for to invest in our athletes. But I tell you this, that when the NDP gets there in office, we are going to look out for every single athlete in this country. And before I move on to the opportunities that the New Democratic Party going to bring to St. Vincent and Grenadines, I want to say that the people in North Leeward, you deserve better. You deserve better than what you have been given, the service that you have been given by this government for the last 25 years. Not only you deserve better, but you can do much better. I mean, a simple thing in Peterbidel. You do not even have a bus stop. Louis, not even a bus stop is here in Peterbidel, you know. So you have children going to school. If it rains, they have to be standing there. If the sun is out, they have to be standing there as well. Total neglect for the people of North Leeward. But you know why they do this? Because what they want is for you to come and beg them for everything. They want you to come and beg them every single living day. And what they do, they'll tell you to wait, and then close to the election time, then they come and they give you a little handout and think that is good enough for you to vote for them and re-elect them. But that is not happening again, Fuji. So let us talk about the opportunities for the people of North Leeward and by extension St. Vincent and Grenadines that the New Democratic Party is going to bring. Again, Israel told you all about the comprehensive plan that the New Democratic Party bringing for the farmers. We are going to be offering you not only tools and training, but very importantly, Neil, we are going to ensure that the people, the farmers, have a market. Because the only how you could incentivize farmers to go in the farm and plant and produce is by ensuring that they have markets to sell the produce. It's the only how. It is very basic. It is not rocket science. And we are going to do it. And I can tell you that the planning is already taking place so that this will be implemented swiftly once we get into office. we are going to ensure that those feeder roads to the farms are fixed, and also that the displaced farmers from Richmond, that they not only get the license or the lease, but they are going to get the lands soon as we get into office, because that is of utmost importance, and we are going to tackle that. One of the things that has been, I can't understand it up to this day and age. I cannot understand that when I leave Pembroke, why there's absolutely no gas station on this side of the island. In 2025, we cannot have a gas station. We had one years ago in Chatibile. But you mean we can't get a gas station now? That is going to be a priority to this government, to the New Democratic Party government when we take office. The tourism we are going to develop, we have already had some excellent ideas of how we could transform the Dark View Falls, Cumberland. We are going to do far greater work there, Chumka Bottom Bay. You know Chumka Bottom Bay, where we had that event some time back. You know they do not even have any bathroom facilities at that beautiful beach. A place with such tremendous potential, again, left totally neglected. And you know the worst thing of it, Louise? The Minister of Tourism, you know, the house that he grew up on, he could stand up in the porch and look right over Chumka Bottom Bay. And no facilities there. We are going to provide the people of Chumka, Coastal, and around that area. We are going to ensure that facilities are installed there so that not only you could use, but tourists who come to North Leeward could enjoy that facility. And we are going to create other exciting opportunities, including the new economy. And let me hop to the new economy, because that is one of the most exciting initiatives and policies, and I maybe have a little bias. But we are going to implement the new economy, including sports, but especially the digital part of it, because we know that there are employment opportunities that the young men and women of North Leeward will certainly enjoy. Just imagine every day you could stay in the comfort of your homes in here in North Leeward and walk, servicing the rest of the world and generating income. Think about the people who leave North Leeward every day and pay $20 return, $10 up, $10 back, and getting paid $600 a month. Just imagine if you could stay at home and do that and get more than that $600 per month. That is what the new economy is going to do for you, the people of North Leeward. And we have done our research. So we are not just talking loosely, because we have done our research, put policies in place, and currently they're being discussed by my colleagues in the New Democratic Party, that we understand fully well the value. $1 billion industry is what the new economy, especially the digital component, brings for our people. And we are going to ensure that you benefit from that. Sports tourism also going to form part, because when we talk about sports, yes, we have the component of developing our athletes, but we also know that by developing first-rated athletes that we could export to the world, people are going to want to come here in return. And so we are prepared to implement a robust strategic plan and policy action plan for sports and sports tourism in St. Vincent and Grenadines. And what that is going to do is instantly return millions and millions of dollars within the first term of office, within the first term for the New Democratic Party in office. I'll come into that. I tell you what, when you elect us later this year, sports, I hear somebody up there say they want the date. When all the town out like this at a village meeting, the man hang a tremble when he have a ring the bell, they say, boy. Hey, Major, I can see that man the hand trembling when it's time to ring the bell. But you have to ring it at some point. So the date coming. But when you elect us later this year, for sports alone, we are going to improve all the facilities across St. Vincent and Grenadines, and we are going to add facilities so that young boys and girls and mature people as well, seniors, could enjoy facilities. Because if you play sport, regardless of your age, better health. Better health. So we have a fitter country and we'll be able to generate more money. I mean, that is rocket science. It is not. And so we are going to light facilities. We are going to ensure that facilities are available to you day and night. So you could improve your skills and again you could showcase your talent. In addition to that, and I don't know if Major going to touch on this little later, but we are also going to establish a national sports academy right here in St. Vincent and Grenadines. I know Major said some time ago that this could be in central Leeward. But Major, my understanding of how these national academies work is that you could have satellites. So even though the headquarters is maybe in central Leeward, you could have one down here, up here, all the way up in Chateaubriand, right here in Peterbiddle. You could have up by you, Major. And of course, we can't forget Sister Siobhan out there in North Windward. We have to put a satellite out there too. But what I'm saying is that we are going to ensure that we give every boy and girl the opportunity in sports that they could excel to and expose their talent to the rest of the world. That is a promise.
If you're not showing no progress, man figure through life without no stress. Be friends with some people.
Now, I have about 5-10 more minutes. At my social media page, I think yesterday, I ran a like a poll because I like to feel the people and get advice from the people. And I asked them if tonight I should take off the gloves or if I should leave it on. If you all think I should take it off, I want you all come up in the middle here so. Anybody want me to take off the glove tonight, come in the center here so. But if you ain't come, you come in the center here. Let me strike the balance. But now I understand fully well that all our plans that we lay out here and that we have been laying out for the last months and years, they have been just copying. Everything they copying. A lie? We do VPL. This is the best cricket league ever established in St. Vincent and Grenadines. They try a cricket festival. I tell them about CPL. They say all of a sudden they're bringing CPL here to Bruce. They say they're bringing CPL. But what they didn't tell you is that 6 years ago, a fella came to St. Vincent to bring a CPL franchise here and the Prime Minister said no. 2 years ago, I brought some fellas who had interest in bringing a franchise here. The Prime Minister again said no, he doesn't have time with that. But all of a sudden, election around the corner. And he wants to bring a CPL team here. You all believe him? I tell you all what. And let me ask you all a question. Now, if everything the man them copying. Now tell me, if you go to a store, if you go to a shop, and on one hand, you see all kind of fake thing, all kind of copy thing. But on the next hand, you see authentic, you see original thing. Which side you going, man? Where you going to take? I want you to answer me again. So on this side here, right? On this side here, you have a man trying to copy everything I do. Everything I do, he trying to copy me. In fact, I see him riding donkey today. I never ride donkey, but that was something originally he did. That was originally. He was riding donkey today. No, I ain't lie. He was riding donkey today. I'm sorry we ain't have a big screen here for put it up. But go on Facebook and you have to see the man riding donkey. Major go talk about that later. I want to tell you all something. I have a gift. I have a gift for Wani tonight. You all know who Wani be. The last time I came right here in Pitobidel, right here, I told you all that my mother, Deborah Shallow, of blessed memory, she told me, do not ever kick a man when he's down. Y'all remember I told you all that? And I stand by that. But what I'm going to do tonight, because I see he not learning his lesson, and I don't want the fella to keep going down that road, because I don't see where he lead to. I don't see where the road lead to he going down. So I bought a gift special for my brother, because I don't want him to drown in shallow waters. So I'm telling him that if he continue this way, please put on this life jacket here. I want somebody give Wani this life jacket here and tell him that if he continue like this, that not even this life jacket would save him in shallow waters. Are they hear me? Tell him that Neil, give it to Wani for me, please. Tell Wani put on that, because how he's struggling now, I don't want him to drown in shallow waters. Tell him put it on. Give Wani for that, please. Give him. Thank you. I don't want to get drunk. Give it to him. All right. Serious business here. I want us to remain focused on the task at hand. Behave yourself. The New Democratic Party is clearly in the lead, and we have the momentum going into this election here. And we are going to win, but we don't want to just win. We want to win big. We want to win by a landslide come this election. And so I am saying to you, let us keep walking together. Let us remain steadfast to the mission, because we're running this race all the way to the finish line. My colleagues and I, we are committed, because we know that you, the people of North Leeward, St. Vincent and Grenadines, you deserve better. We are going to ensure and do everything within our might to deliver better for you. And that will come after we deliver a landslide victory later in this year election together, because we can't do it alone. And so we are asking you to stand by us and to thank you for all the support. For all the support you have been given to me and every single one of my colleagues. We appreciate it from the bottom of our hearts. Every single one of us. And so we thank you, but we say, stay true to the church, true to the mission. Remain true to the mission, and together, later this year, we are going to bring home this victory. Good night, everyone. God bless you.
Come and build the vote and prove them wrong. And now every youth I got on gunman, don't give up. Get a youth be strong. The whole of we are star, we are born champion. Live up and prove them wrong. Every ghetto girl get your education, don't give up. Get a youth be strong. We got to make the change and lay the foundation.
Bring the life jacket there, let me show them something. All you not realize something. It's a kiddie size. Let go the tune, Fusion, let it And the good thing about it, we make sure it have the S there, so we know it's shallow waters and the man can't swim. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for your next member of parliament, Dr. Kishore Shallow. I want all you to listen to me before I bring on Major, you know. The other day, I see Mr. So-and-so other thing, and he said to Labour people, if all ain't go out is the only way them go in. And I want to say to you here in Pito, that if you don't go out, that is the only way they stand a slim chance. But we know that you are going to show up on election day, because this election is too important for anybody to sit out. Ladies and gentlemen, let me hear your noise. If you're going to go to the polls and put your X beside the key for Dr. Shallow. No, I bring you greetings on the behalf of the president of the party, Dr. Friday, who couldn't be with us this evening. But if you know you're ready to get Dr. Friday as your prime minister, let me hear you make some noise. The last task of introduction this evening. Ever since I came into the New Democratic Party, I have had the privilege and honor to have Major Leacock as my mentor. Major Leacock has played a very instrumental role in this party. And I want you to know that this year makes his 40th year in which he's been making contributions to politics and national discussions and debates. And I mention that so that you can understand the wealth of experience that Major Leacock is bringing to the New Democratic Party. And I know that when we form government, and Major Leacock is a part of that cabinet, that we are going to put him in charge of tackling the crime crisis that is spiraling out of control. And you know that we don't call him the major for out of idleness. He's a serious man and he'll get the job done. This man is the Rock of Gibraltar for the New Democratic Party in Central Kingston. And it is my joy and honor to invite you to welcome him to the stage this evening, our Vice President, the Member of Parliament for Central Kingston, the real bad man of politics, the Honorable Major Sinclair Leacock.
Solid as a rock. Solid as a rock. My love, it's as solid as a rock. I can't stop. If you're asking me, will my love ever be? Well, you know I tell you truthfully. It has got no age, no beginning or end. Won't slip, won't slide, won't break, won't bend. Oh, let me tell you now, my love, it's as solid as a rock. Solid as a rock. Solid as a rock. Oh, honey, my love, it's as solid as a rock. I can't stop.
Thank you very, very much, Peter. Thank you very much, North Leeward. The next time I'm coming down here to speak, I walk on my own MC. Because Madam Piaro, now everybody know I'm doing this thing before Shallow was born. You know? Anyhow, you can't keep all the secrets to yourself. Tonight you're going to have a nice little mellow conversation. I'm here because our distinguished president is elsewhere, looking after the affairs of the party, and he's asked me to mind business tonight and the next 2 nights. So tonight I'll be here as I am in Pito. Tomorrow I'll be in Dixon Village with Senator John. And then I come back to Victoria Village on Saturday night. On behalf of your important New Democratic Party. True, I can't feel me just now. Don't worry yourself. But tonight, I'm here to support Dr. Kishore Shallow. And I'm here to do it in a particular way because we are in this important juncture in our governance, in our political history, and on behalf of you important people of North Leeward, indeed all of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, when we simply must get it right. Dr. Friday was here, you would say, let's get it done. But I say, not just get it done, but we have to get it done properly. You see, there is an important difference between what Dr. Shallow, Sister Louise, I don't know if my colleague Nature is around still, and Senator Bruce, and others who may be in the audience, have with respect to your support of us, not just at political meetings, but at every opportunity that you have a chance to represent the New Democratic Party. What we do affects real lives. Some people like to say flesh and blood. So we can't mess around with this thing. And we can't be here because we either feel that we have accomplished so much and we must move on to another accomplishment, or that we become so consumed with power and self-aggrandizement that we sacrifice you on the altar of political expediency. No! No! And a loud no. We are here because we have been given a temporary privilege to enhance and improve the lot and life of our people. And that's why I understand why Kish is offering himself and his service to you. And I will speak a little bit about Kish through speaking some things about myself. But I would not be misled in that regard. For me to do that and to do that properly, I have to reflect on one or two important political developments over the last few days here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And there are a number of them. But I single out, Kish, for attention that last weekend in Connery, in the hometown of the Prime Minister of this country, there was a political event on the one part to celebrate his birthday, and on the other hand, to represent him one more time as a candidate, but most importantly, as an unchallenged candidate nearing 80 to a political party that by their own admission says at 80 approaching, he has more energy than all of the rest of them put together. No, that's their story. That's not mine. That's not mine. That's their public confession that they are expired and, simply put, nature would say, not fit for office. But I want to stay in that theater, that place where that conversation was taking place. Because these things go over your head sometimes. And the significance is lost. Two things. One, we saw on social media, on your phone, a picture of his sons presenting him with a bronze statue. Now remember Ralph had said years ago, we should have built a statue for me. Well, all they didn't build it, but he picked me them build it. Now, I love political history, and I may not get it completely right. But to the best of my recollection, many have passed through the corridors of power in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, either as chief minister or as prime minister, or even simply minister of government. But I don't recall George Charles wanting a statue. I don't recall the great Joshua Ebenezer requiring a statue to be built on his behalf. I don't think it ever crossed the mind of Robert Milton Cato of blessed memory and a great Vincentian servant of having a statue built for him for the abundance of service he gave to his country. And to be sure, it would not have crossed the mind of whom many people feel has been the best ever as a prime minister, Sir James Mitchell, to memorialize himself by way of a statue. And him, Eustace, was shot in service, and it just didn't appear on the horizon. But Ralph Everett Gonzalez believes for 24, approaching 25 years of service, a privilege, that we should have him captured by a bronze statue. I ain't making up this thing. I'm not making it up. But not to be outdone, there was a large banner at his event. And Ralph Everett, I hope you're listening to me. You're getting more time, free of cost, than you should normally get, but you deserve all of this. On the banner, listen to me, Peter. Listen to me, North Leeward. Listen to me, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Listen to me, Caribbean peoples. On the banner is marked King. King of the Caribbean. Now, even if he didn't think so, he could have told his people, take that damn thing down. I am no king. Am I right? But the fact that Ralph wraps himself in that character or caricature, I hope my English is right, Louise, tells you he doesn't feel the equal of all of us. He feels that there is something inherent about him that sets him apart from all Vincentians, all Caribbean people. Mind you, this is a person who doesn't believe in colonialism. He's supposed to be the strongest fighter. Pardon the fact that he was the first to go and meet the King of England when the Queen passed. But his image of us, after 25 years, is that he has graduated to be a king. Well, if he is king, it means that he sees the rest of us as his loyal subjects. We are less than him. I said to you in Peter tonight that every single representative, every cabinet member, and every aspirant for political office in the Unity Labour Party is guilty by association. And on that merit alone, or demerit is the better word, should be disqualified from holding office in St. Vincent and the Grenadines and representing any set of people. Because subliminally, They all, don't they say it, you know, aspire to one day to replace that king. That king. They all see themselves as better than us. And you can't find a more outstanding demonstration of that than the guy who currently serves in this constituency. All you call him, one what? One. And I nearly say one Carlos. Or one vote Carlos. You know my preferred name for him is not a name we could talk about tonight. That's when I'm in Parliament. You know, I've put him in don't disclose, you know. You want to get me in trouble, you're a lawyer. When I go to Carlos Gonzalez and all, they say there's 3 Gonzalez in Parliament. Next thing, I get stoned. Tonight, I simply want to say that you have a clear and easy choice in North Leeward. But your choice has to be captured by the fact that we are at a very special period in our political history. And I start with myself. I have been around, I said, for near 40 years. But for the last 25 years, to be sure, in electoral politics. I replaced John Horn as a vice president of the New Democratic Party, and Dr. Friday replaced Jerry Scott as a vice president when we lost office. And both of us have stayed true to the cause in the New Democratic Party. Incidentally, the only political party in the history of this country that has survived its founding father. Let me say that over. The New Democratic Party is the only political party that has survived its founding father. There is still no evidence that any political organization that has ever survived Ralph. When he was in ULIMO and he left, it died. He was in UPM when he left, it died. He was MNU when he left, it died. And you said that you believe when he leaves, ULP would also die. You believe he'd also die. The fact of the matter is that you must, as a politician, to be aware of time and service and the state of affairs of one's country, party, and personal well-being. And I, as an elder statesman in the New Democratic Party, and I pray God that he gives me a few more years, have a responsibility to see that there's a seamless transfer of the experience, years of service, value system, commitment of our founding fathers to a new generation of political leaders in the New Democratic Party. I have that evidence that an Israel Bruce, for example, satisfies that. Because I was in Grenada with him in 2001 when he was a younger man then, because you see the kind of dance moves he have up here. And you troubled me first. You troubled me first. You know? But we were there. I don't even know him, he didn't know me. But he was batting when Ralph and them were trying to capsize St. Vincent and take over government. So I know of his record. But I have seen, heard, and learned of Kishore Shallow. We have some things in common. Younger than me. I suppose that also makes him brighter than me. But we have the same first degree in business. We have the same master's degree in business administration. And he completed his doctorate in business administration. I left 6 months before I was finished my same doctorate and doing leadership to come and serve. And I know by dint of his academic training, I know by dint of his passion, I know by dint of his competence that he is fit for purpose. He doesn't see himself as a king. He doesn't, to begin with. But when you have been around as long as I have been in organizational life, you have to be able to develop the capacity of one's sincerity and commitment of service to people. Kish, I'll tell you this. I generally don't like to speak about my parents in politics. In fact, one time in Beckwith, I literally broke down and cried. I melted because I have that deep and abiding respect for the sacrifices of my parents to bring me to where I am today. Seriously value laden. But when I heard you a few weeks back now, in swampy conditions, pouring conditions, bleak conditions in Spring Village, say in crystal clear language, I swear on my mother's grave, I am committed to a better life to the people of Spring Village and all of North Leeward. I knew we had in you a person to whom we can safely pass a baton of leadership, or who in any event is a member of a unit and of an organization and of a society that recognizes and realizes there is something greater than me. And that is fundamental to service. It is a complete contrast to what has been offered by a Unity Labour Party that wants a bronze statue for a leader. A bronze statue, my ass. You want me to say that again? Last week, in the Parliament of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, they wanted $100 million to do things in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. They didn't have one of their own. You want a bronze statue for that? For bringing a country to its knees? And you, not your own man? Everything that the Unity Labour Party wants to carry this country forward, it has to beg and or borrow. It has no ability, zero ability, to do anything for itself. Last week, in the Parliament, I said, as I've said here, there, and everywhere, that they, bronze statue elites, King of the Caribbean, spent over $180 million in this country unlawfully. They had no permission from the Parliament to spend those money. I'm speaking about the Petro-Carib monies. You want a bronze statue for that? Bronze statue? And I'm used to say, my eye. Let me have some modicum of behavior. Bronze statue, my eye. Last week, in the Parliament, we saw a government in action that callously ignores our people, our brothers and our sisters who have had to live separate lives from the Southern Grenadines, and for whom we gave $136 million, coming and asking for more money without accounting for a single cent of that which had been given to you before. And you want a bronze statue for that? bronze statue in my eye teeth. Last week in the parliament, we saw on display a government that was prepared to stay there to midnight and to put into law that which is unlawful, to spend the monies for next year, 2026, and 2025, and tell us that is morally correct. Bronze statue my knee. If I keep calling bronze statue this, bronze statue that, I might say bronze statue something I shouldn't say on radio. I say what I want to say. In essence, I am making the case that the Unity Labour Party is now at the point where they have completely outlived their usefulness, if they ever had that. And what we are seeing is the true Unity Labour Party, self, me, myself, and I. That's what it is. They have no plans. They have no ideas. If Dr. Friday was here, he would have gone in great details on our political strategy, our economic strategy, clear-eyed and in intelligent ways of how we'll build around that which we have. Obviously, our agriculture. God-given, make use of it. Or as Louise is promoting, our sea, our waters, where we are only making $15 million when Grenada is doing $150 million. Kishore spoke tonight, and he's developing on an idea given to us first by our young then President Esteban, where we speak about the new and the youth economy. Everybody doesn't want to be a lawyer, doctor, mason, or otherwise. We can all be, though, what we want to be if we properly prepare the architects of us are doing. And in North Leeward, in P.T. Badell, there are an abundance of young people who would like to reach the limit in their sports of choosing, be it football, netball, cricket, basketball, volleyball, athletics, rugby, whatever it is. And it's the innovation and the creativity of the New Democratic Party that says we will, as one of the developing industries, establish a school expressly for young men and women who want to go to school just to do sport. And that is novel. That is novel because you look across the globe, whether it is athletics, football, cricket, there are those who are making millions of dollars from their talent. And some of them even go further and send back home and build foundations, hospitals, schools, and all kinds of facilities to develop the society. And I accept Dr. Shallow. We could have satellites. It could be centralized in Central Leeward, and we could have units here, units there. But let our young people be what they want to be. One of the things we must never ever do is limit the talents and or the abilities of our young people to this 150 square mile island. We must not genuflect to any single leader. But we must be at all times seizing for opportunities to allow our people, in particular our young people, to elevate themselves. The sky must be the horizon. It is my understanding that those things, though we don't speak about them every day, represents the philosophy of this great institution created by Sir James and your own stewards here, Smith of North Leeward, Calder of North Leeward, that made this constitution the first for us to have in the mainland St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And I tell you that North Leeward is NDP property, and we're coming back to claim it. North Leeward It's NDP property, and we're coming back to claim it. And we are doing so under the banner of your Kishore Shalom. Your New Democratic Party has a simple philosophy, very simple one, to make life and living better for every man, woman, and child in this St. Vincent of the Grenadines. St. Vincent must be a place for all Vincentians. No longer must it be labor teachers, NDP police, labor funeral, NDP cemetery, labor radio station, and no. There's a limit to the coloration. This must become the United States of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, where we are all one, all equal before the sight of God, but also, most important, equal in the opportunity provided by that privilege that you have given us to serve. P.T. Badel, tonight, as the stand-in for Dr. Friday, I say thank you for accommodating us. And I ask you to allow that change in governance to begin right here, as we started very many years ago, as was carried so well by your own Patrick Matthews, but who has kindly passed that baton of stewardship to Kishore, competent Shalom. Thank you, good night, God bless you, and love you.
Solid as a rock. Solid as a rock. Solid as a rock. My love, it's as solid as a rock. I can't stop. If you're asking me.
Not Leeward, that was our dynamic and energetic and thoughtful and thorough Vice President, the Honorable Major Sinclair Leacock. It is my duty to wrap up the meeting this evening. And I want to do that by leaving you with a very important message. I want you to know that there are some people who are still holding on to the ULP. Not because of a track record of success, but because they think that that ULP still has the philosophy of old labor. And the reality is that is not true. The ULP that exists today is but a shadow of what was. It is time to let them go and to embrace the new Democratic Party that is bringing to you the message of hope to create jobs for you and your children. I know that several of you can agree with me that things hard, that you just can't make ends meet in this country because the cost of living crisis is spiraling out of control. And so we all agree that something needs to be done. We agree that the country is not working for everybody. We agree that there are those in office who are pocketing of taxpayers' money and they're surviving on big kickbacks. And it is time for us to reject that type of politics. And I want to say to the young people this evening that I understand what it means to be in your shoes because I did the same thing that they said. I went to school, I went to college, I went to university, and I come back to St. Vincent and I couldn't find a job. And I know how discouraging that can be. I know that there are those of you who you went to school, you get a sexy subject, you go to college, you finish, you get your CAPE subjects and you can't get no work. There are those who are stuck on the YES program, which is not a real salary, but the New Democratic Party is saying to you that I have a plan for the young people of this country, and that is to create better paying jobs for you. So make sure that you get registered and understand this, that when you go to the polls, that your vote is secret. There is no way for anybody to know how you voted. And so when they come and they try to bribe you, take it knowing that you could go to the polls and still vote against them, because it is disrespectful to neglect you for 5 years and want to come chuck something in your hand this last minute and think that they're deserving of your vote again. You have in Dr. Kishore Shallow an excellent candidate, one of the best sons of our soil. And it is your responsibility to go out there and elect him as your next member of parliament. Thank you so much, North Leeward, for listening to the voice of the New Democratic Party. On the behalf of Dr. Godwin Friday and his team, we are looking forward to your partnership with us as we head to the polls whenever the elections are called. If you need help with getting registered, please ensure that you reach out to one of us so that we can help you. Thank you and have a good evening.